So I realized if I been consistent, once I realized that this is something that I'm doing for myself, had I been consistent, I would be a very different person now, physically and even mentally. I would be a very different person. So when I went to the fitness training center, that's when I understood the concept of strength training and how a woman's body is different from a male's body, and you will never actually bulk up. The whole concept of parenting, right? Growing up in our Indian society, it's always that parents should be taken care of by the children as they grow old. But in my opinion, I really feel the best gift I can give my daughter is my independence.
Absolutely.
See, when you come to a point where you've been consistent, you've built some amount of good muscle, a few days here and there, no, you will not gain weight.
True.
You will not, if you're still obsessed with gaining weight. You know, there was a point where I used to step on the weighing scale every day.
Oh my God.
And I've seen so many of my friends do this till date. They step on the weighing scale every day, and every 250 grams, 300 grams, 600 grams sends them into panic. I was one of them.
Namaskar. Welcome to the Meeting Point podcast. I'm your host for today and the founder of this podcast, and also a yoga teacher by profession. Now, we all have met somebody or the other who has struggled with losing weight, looking good in her own body, trying to figure out how do I reduce my arms, or how do I reduce my belly or my buttocks or whatever. Somebody who has really spent a lot of time in the gym, at the same time somebody who has made 1,000 excuses for not to going to the gym or not exercising. Yeah, we have met somebody or the other, isn't it? So today's podcast is all about these topics. Our guest Pooja Melwani is going to share her own journey. She went through all these phases, okay, and realized what it finally takes to be fit. Yeah, it is going to be a very good watch because many of you will relate to this podcast. Many of you will relate to what she's saying, some of the things that I am talking along with her, because we both have crossed each other's path at some point and have shared same emotions of fitness. Okay, I'm not going to say much because I want you to watch the podcast to learn more about it. So let's begin our conversation with Pooja Melwani. Hi Pooja, welcome to the Meeting Point podcast.
Thank you. I'm really honored to be here. I didn't think that.
Did you ever imagine we would be doing this?
Never. Never. I didn't think I had a story enough to talk about.
Yeah, of course you do. You've just been humble about it.
Let's see.
So then let's bring it all out. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll start with your weight loss journey. Like, what triggered or what made you work on your weight loss?
Okay, so growing up, I've always been an obese child. Okay. So for me, it was always about people telling me, "Oh, you're fat," and making fun. So I don't understand this now that I'm so old now. I don't understand what is to make fun about somebody being fat. Fat is fat. Fat is in your body, right? So it was always, I was always body shamed or said that you're fat, so you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. And that time the motivation was to be just seen or heard or be taken seriously.
Right.
And weight loss was not weight loss, it was to be thin. So to be counted, to be seen, to be heard, you had to be thin. Yeah, that's it.
Actually.
So, you to be taken seriously, to be seen. That's it. You have to be thin. Because I had a sister who was thin and she got more importance, and I was the ignored child, I was the ridiculed child. So for me, it was, okay, you need to be thin, to be heard, to be seen, So it was all about just that. That was the motivation. The why behind weight loss. But the how weight loss, now I know it, but at that age we didn't know.
Yeah.
So it was only about khana kam khao, patle ho jaoge.
Patle ho jaoge. I know that used to be a standard statement, no?
Yeah, it's like eat less. I think you eat a lot. Eat less. It was not about eating right. It was always about you eat a lot. You must be eating a lot. You must be eating this. You must be eating that. That was why you're fat. So it was never a knowledge that, weight loss is a byproduct of a good lifestyle. It was never the knowledge that any of us had, or I don't think any Indian household, a typical Indian household doesn't have that.
Yeah.
So that was, so I didn't know how. So I remember just saying, भगवान जी कैसे भी करके पतला कर दो, मेरे को पतला होना है. I just want to be thin. How doesn't matter. So it started when I moved away from home and went for my post-graduation.
Okay.
So it was even like through the whole phase of college, teenage, etc., where you are attracted to guys, to the opposite sex, etc. I never thought I was worthy enough because I was fat. There's nobody who can love me, who can even remotely be attracted to me. So it was always like that. So when I moved to post-graduation, to Bangalore for my post-graduation, when you're away from home, the food is not the way that you've been eating. Sometimes you miss a meal or whatever. And then the results started showing that, and I was 20, so the body would still was, it kind of reacts sooner to the changes in lifestyle, right? I'm not saying that the lifestyle was good or bad. It's changes of lifestyle.
Yeah,
so
the
not
food.
Yeah, food was different. There was the food. Everything changed. So there was weight loss happening. And that was encouraging. Oh, so now if I don't eat, I'm going to lose weight. So I used to starve myself. Now you think about it as a science. There's a science behind it, and you understand that the body goes into starvation mode and is actually doing more harm than doing good to you. But that time, because people said, "Kam khao, patli ho jaogi," so I used to starve myself. And now it's like, now you think about it in a scientific way that it actually went catabolic, where the body was eating out of the protein because I was starving itself, right?
And storing fats.
And storing fat. So the skin was saggy, the arms were saggy, everything was saggy. But thin, no. I am thin. So, and that's when also that whole, the opposite sex attraction happened, and, then the guys. So I found myself worthy to be attracted by somebody or whatever. So, and again, there were times where I thought maybe I should go work out, go to the gym, but again, too lazy.
उतनी
अकल थी नहीं, इतना understanding था नहीं. Also, just cardio करके आ जाओ. Just go treadmill, run.
And that was another misconception, right? If you go for a run, if you do
I've had people telling me, till you don't run, you will not lose weight. Nobody telling you strength training, but everybody saying you have to run to lose weight. So endlessly, aimlessly, you're running on the treadmill, endlessly, and you're thinking, oh, it's working for you. It's now there's a science that you understand, but that time there was no understanding. So again, the motivation was till college level, or even till I got married. And because of this whole crash dieting, starving myself, yo-yo diets, working out and then leaving it. Another misconception is that workout kar liya, I've lost weight, now ho gaya, finished. Done. Ab khatam. Ab I'm going to remain this way. So that whole yo-yo of, and it yo-yoed like 6 to 8 kgs, upar niche. And even after I got married, again, your body shamed that, oh, you need to lose weight, yahan se wahan se thoda body weight, you need to lose. So it continued till I think I was 29 that, I was in that whole phase of merko bas, I just want to be thin.
And also you would focus on those body parts.
Yes.
Pe bola hai, bas usi ke upar kaam
karo. Usi pe kaam karo. Yes. Because I still have a problem. Body stores fat in different regions, right? For me, it's always been the upper body. I will lose easily. My lower body will get toned very nicely. It looks good. But the upper body is always on the heavier side. Now I know that the body has different mechanisms. Every body is different and it stores fat in a different region for its own purpose. Now I've come to the acceptance. But that time it was like, ye karna hai, And the motivation, again, coming back to your point of motivation, I think till I got married, weight loss motivation was to be heard, to be seen, to be accepted.
Wow.
Simple. It is now that it is changed. Now, the motivation now is longevity. It's actually not, weight loss is not the goal anymore.
The goal. Correct.
It's not the goal at all. It is a healthy lifestyle. It is working out, it is strength training, going to the gym. I'm not 100% there with my nutrition yet. I still do, there are times where I do emotional eating and I do binge eating, etc. I'm not 100%, but I'll say 75 to 80% on my nutrition. I'm like not going too wrong.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah,
The best cue for me is my body is in a healthy state. I don't have sugar, diabetes, I don't have BP, I don't have any health diseases.
Correct.
So that's my best cue that my nutrition is not going completely wrong. For me, I know that nutrition plays a most important role, but for me, workout has been my biggest motivator. That I need to go to the gym and I want to go to the gym. Not need, I want to go to the gym. I want to work out. I want to do strength training. I want to work on my muscle. So then weight loss and everything has just become a byproduct of a good lifestyle that I'm following. I love my sleep. If I don't sleep well, I immediately see the effect of it on my body. I eat sugar, I immediately see the effect of it on my body. In terms of bloating, in terms of constipation, sugar, I realize is not working for my body at all. So these are through trial and errors that I've realized that, a good lifestyle is a motivator. Longevity is a motivator.
Correct.
I have a daughter, I'm a single parent. I want to give her a certain life, certain experiences. Last week, just before New Year's, we were in Rishikesh, we did bungee jumping. I want to give her these experiences to be able to do all that, to be able to drive 870 kilometers in 4 days, take her from Delhi to Rishikesh, etc. I need my body to be in a very good condition.
Absolutely.
Right? So longevity is my motivation. Yeah. I think finally now at 44 and since the past 3-4 years now, I have it right that longevity is the motivation.
So was there anything that told you, okay, this is how you will have to approach in terms of taking charge of your health? Because then I think we've all gone through the phase of trial and error.
Yes.
है ना, सब कुछ करते थे हम लोग. 108 Suryanamaskars से लेके everything. Yeah. So and spot reduction के लिए working on that. I would be working on my buttocks,
only that,
upper body, all of that used to do. So cut to that. When did you realize, okay, you know what, I need to inculcate XYZ things in my life, and you went after them?
So actually, I still can't pinpoint.
Okay.
But like I said, up till even I was married, or my weight loss motivation that time was I was promised that if you lose weight, we'll have a child. So my motivation was to have a child. So to conceive. So again, when we met back then, when we were doing yoga, and I'd lost massive weight that time, the motivator that time was to conceive. Wanted a child. I was blind by my need for child. So I was told, you lose weight, we'll have a child. So that also, again, not the right motivator. So even after the child, I immediately separated. So for me, again, the motivator for getting back into shape or getting back into a healthy lifestyle was because it was my livelihood. Yoga and fitness was my livelihood.
Correct.
I was teaching yoga and then I was told, jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai. If you're going to look like this, you're not going to get any clients. So you'll have to lose weight, So again, it was my bread and butter. So the motivator was again wrong, right?
Yeah.
That you have to lose weight to be able to survive, right? So
कौन आएगा तुम्हारे क्लास में if you yourself are overweight?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that time the motivator changed from, again, to be heard, to be seen, because I was shedding that whole thing, but to survive, it was the survival that I needed.
Correct.
It was only after I moved away from fitness as a career because of age and injuries, etc. And I realized that it is my passion. Fitness is my personal passion. Yoga and fitness is my passion. And I was training with F45 in Hyderabad, etc. And I remember that point where I stopped being a trainer and I was just attending those classes as a student, as a client. And that's when it hit me that this is what I'm doing for myself finally now.
All right.
That I remember that day, and I remember telling people also, now I'm doing it for myself. Now I'm not doing it to earn a living or to fit into something or something. Now this is for myself. But again, I was not consistent.
Right.
So again, I was gaining and losing, and then COVID happened. I gained massive weight because gyms were closed, etc. Right? But I also realized at some point that if you really want to make a difference, because now I knew that this I'm doing for myself, right? So if I really want to make a difference for myself, consistency is the key.
Is the key. Absolutely. Yeah.
And over a period of years, I realized, because I always, like I said, even when I was praying to God saying, "Meko patla kar do," I had a certain vision of how my body should look. I've always wanted a nice, muscular, lean structure. Not thin, but in my mind, I always wanted that nice, muscular structure, right? So till date, I really want that. And I want a nice, muscular structure for myself. Again, I'm not talking thin, I'm talking muscular. So I realized if had I been consistent, once I realized that this is something that I'm doing for myself, had I been consistent, I would be a very different person now, physically and even mentally. I would be a very different person. So, there are points in your life where you see yourself in a video or you see yourself in a mirror or something, and something just sparks.
Right.
Saying that you have to do this for yourself. Give consistency a try. You've tried everything and failed. Give consistency a try. Just be committed to it.
Yeah.
Go every day. Motivation doesn't last. The only thing works is discipline and that promise to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that is also the place where a lot of women falter in, right? Consistency is the key. वो नहीं realize होता है something, and they make silly excuses also. So I guess those people are not very serious about it. But
it's not about not being serious, They've not figured out the why.
That's also a good way to put it.
Yeah. It's not, the why has not been figured out. I took a lot of time to figure out my why, right? Almost till I think 36. Then I knew what the why is.
So how did you go about that then?
It's a journey, it's a process. See, for me, I love working out. The feeling of it, after the workout. You read so many quotes around also where you say, do it for the feeling after. I think that's a great starting point.
Okay.
Do it for the feeling after, because there is no person on this earth who will walk away from a workout feeling miserable. You will always walk out from your gym or from your workout routine or your yoga, whatever movement that you're doing, even if it's steps, even if you're just counting steps, 10,000 steps a day. There is no person who finishes that goal and walks out it miserable saying, oh, I feel miserable. Right. I don't think that feel.
Absolutely. Yep.
That feeling of after a movement or after your routine is done, you do it for that. That's a great starting point. I think it's a matter of getting addicted to that feeling. I think that's a good start.
So, okay, then, so one way of putting it is till you identify what is your why.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing could be probably to prioritize yourself, maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because again, many women lack in that.
But don't you think that is second step? Because see, there'll be, as a trainer, when I was a yoga trainer also and a functional fitness trainer, I've had people, so many women come to the gym and they start off really well, completely motivated. And then it fizzles out. Like I said, motivation doesn't last. Motivation, it's never about motivation because motivation will never last. Today also, every day I have to literally push myself. They are like, for a 1 hour workout, it's 15, pehle half an hour tha, it's 15-20 minutes of mental preparation that yes, you have to do it.
You have to do it.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
Like that. So I'll give you an example. I'm digressing, but I'm giving you an example. Yesterday, again, okay, I worked out on 30th. I worked out on 31st also. It would be very easy for me to say, oh, aaj 31st hai. Let it go, let it be. I went down to the gym was locked. They said, we are preparing for, in my building there's a gym, so we are preparing for a New Year's Eve function. So the gym is locked. I said, no, but I want to work out. I want to finish my year strong. That was an excuse I gave them, but I wanted to work out. It's my commitment to consistency. I wanted to end the year thinking that I've done my workout for the day, right? So I called up the manager, the building secretary, and I said, just open it for 1 hour. Your function starts at 8 o'clock. I'll be out of the gym at 7:30. Just open it for 1 hour. He respected it. He opened it. I felt so good about it.
Yeah.
31st है, first है, नहीं होगा workout. क्यों नहीं होगा? I also told myself कि first को तो नहीं होगा. क्यों नहीं होगा? ठीक है, morning नहीं होगा. Evening, I can go in the evening.
Absolutely.
I went on the first, I went on the second.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I told myself in the morning, oh, my kid has gone to school. I'm feeling very lazy today. I've done 4 days now. I was not going to do on the first, but I still did it. So I am guilt-free, technically. It's okay if I don't go. So I told myself, okay, you drop her to the bus, you go to the 18th floor. I got into the lift, I said, okay, let's stop at the 2nd floor. Baby steps. I still take those steps. So motivation doesn't last. I said, okay, we'll go to the gym, we'll see. Just do deadlift. We'll see how it goes. Some workout is better than no workout. Let's see how it goes. I started with deadlift. I did my 1 rep max yesterday. I did 80 kgs deadlift after so long. So it's just about getting started. That first 15-20 minutes of mental preparation.
Absolutely.
And that's why motivation doesn't last. Never look for motivation.
True.
Find your why. And your why more often than not is always you. That is why I'm coming back to the point that you said, that you have to prioritize yourself. Your why is you. That you want to have a good life. You want to have a disease-free life. You don't want to take medicines and grow old.
True.
You want to have that mobility in your body. You want to be able to do things when you're growing old.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's when you start prioritizing yourself.
Yeah.
That's when you start prioritizing yourself. So more often than not, the why is us prioritizing yourself.
Yeah.
So you've come to the point directly, but people have to find that way of coming. Everybody needs to find that it's a journey. And if you see everybody who's a fitness enthusiast, who are committed to this, their why will always be themselves. Their why, everybody's, most often than not. Why is because I want to have a good life.
Correct.
It makes you happy. As a woman, if you are not happy, the family is not happy.
True.
Nobody wants an unhappy wife or an unhappy mother. You don't want to be an unhappy wife and an unhappy mother.
True.
So I've had my arguments with my child where she hated the fact that I go to the gym.
Oh, is it?
For her, the only thing that takes her mama away from her is the gym. So we've had multiple fights where I actually finally had to sit her down and said, listen girl, this is something that is not negotiable. I love you. I love you more than anything in the world. And you're the biggest motivator for me to do anything and everything in my life. But this part of my life is mine. I will put myself first here. For everything else, you're first for me. But for this part of my life, I will always come first. I will always put myself first. Because if I am not a happy person, I will not be a happy mama. You want a happy mama? Then let me do this. This 1 hour is mine. I need this. So I think if everybody starts putting these things into perspective, that this 1 hour is yours. Maybe not 1 hour, also 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah. It makes a
huge difference.
Even the child.
Yes.
Imagine the values that you're putting in the child.
Yes. I grew up being body shamed. My child is also similar body type as me.
Okay.
It's not like she's not, made fun of by the other kids. But she has a positive body image, which I didn't have. I have severe body dysmorphia. Severe. Today, even if I've lost weight, I still don't think I look good. I'm still scared of wearing a sleeveless. I will point and see little flaws in my body and not be happy about it. So it's still a journey for me. It's not like I've reached, I am perfect. I don't think I'll ever be perfect.
I think nobody is.
Nobody is, yeah. But I'm at a stage where I'm okay with what I am right now.
Yeah.
Because weight loss, that boost is off. That weight that was pulling I think pulls everybody down. As a trainer, I've seen people walking through that door want weight loss as of yesterday.
I know.
Weight loss for an event in 1 month away. Weight loss for my shadi.
Oh God.
I was the same, right? Weight loss for being seen, weight loss to have a child, everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then there is no end to it. There's really no end to it.
True.
You do it for yourself and consistency. There is no other magic pill. There is no magic pill. It's about being consistent.
True.
Just going and doing your dues.
How did you then, start combining strength training? Because I remember you and me together, we were more into yoga.
Yes.
Strength training to dur tak koi rishta nahi tha.
So again,
was it F45 Hyderabad?
Yes. So see, again, starting from where, when you want to do the weight loss, when you want to understand everything, we as women always stayed away from weights. Weight touch करेंगे, we'll bulk up. We don't want to be like men. हम ऐसे नहीं. And so we always stayed away. So even when we went to the gym, I remember when I started my weight loss journey, where I took it for the first time in my life, when I took it seriously. It's like, ab to karna hai, because that child was a motivator, right? You lose weight, we'll have a child. So when I started that journey, I was aimlessly running on the treadmill. I used to go to the gym, run I started like with 10 minutes running to it went to 18 to progressive overload there also. Now I'm putting a term to it, but that time it was that thinking, you want to do more and more. But I never correlated it to doing anything else where you want to do more and more. But it came to a point where I used to be on the treadmill for 45 minutes. Run, and then do cycling and then do those step trainer, everything,
All the wrong things.
Yeah. But I was losing weight because there was some understanding that, okay, you need to eat, by then, some right things, okay, maybe switch over to millets, have a lighter dinner.
So that transition was slowly happening.
Have more protein, things like that. But no scientific logic to it. You're reading something, you're watching something, you're listening. And my ex-husband was into fitness and also thoda sun ke wo sab karke, you're kind of figuring it out on your own. But then there came a point where I thought, if I want to do this, I want to do this right. So, and it's my nature that if I want to do something right, I'll get into it completely.
Correct.
So I did a fitness training certification. I had left my job and I was focusing on wanting to get pregnant. So I was sitting at home. So I said, okay, I'm going to lose weight. So let's do it the right way. Let's do fitness training certification. So when I went to the fitness training, that's when I understood the concept of strength training and how a woman's body is different from a male's body, and you will never actually bulk up. It's very different.
Yeah.
But still, the house, and I was still learning the house and everything. And then I got into yoga because yoga that time seemed, and gym again, seemed boring. The weight training seemed boring. Maybe lack of guidance, didn't have. I saw the trainers and there were no motivating female trainers. Not motivating but inspiring. All the men in the gym, the trainers, were those huge bulk, guys, those bouncer types, right?
Right.
There were no women gym trainers. Those who were also were naturally those emaciated, thin girls were
zero
trainers.
Figure.
Yeah, not even zero figure, you won't even call. Yeah,
it was the famous thing that time. So,
that's it.
Yeah, I
you
know
get the drift.
Thin.
Yeah. Strength nahi, kuch nahi, thin. Like that. So again, for me, it seemed aimless. By then, I met, Total Yoga. We got into yoga. Yoga completely, because yoga is yoga, right? And it completely pulled me into seeing what it can do.
Yeah.
But yoga was still perceived as more for flexibility, etc., etc. But over a period of time, and you remember how we used to train, right? So, but at least now in hindsight, we used to train muscle then. Forget the 108 Suryanamaskars, forget that. But the shoulder work,
Yeah,
the squats we did,
So
the
many,
asanas we
yeah,
did.
yeah,
So we were
yeah.
training the muscle, right? And now when I look back to the older pictures, I do see that little muscle structure which I never appreciated. For me, still it was thin, right? Being thin and wanting to have a child. So that was when I realized that there is something here in the muscle that you really need to work on the muscle. And of course, the fitness training certification, etc., helped. But when I moved to Hyderabad after my separation with the child, I continued to stick on to yoga. Then I got into F45. That's when the whole perspective changed.
Okay.
That's when that big change happened where I had really inspiring colleagues, peers, who really taught me well in terms of what is fitness training, how it works, how the muscle works, what movement is for what muscle, how it really makes a difference. They spent time teaching me that,
Right.
and that changed
Yeah.
everything for me.
So
That
we can safely
really-
also say this, that for all the women who want to get into gymming or yoga, whatever, getting the right trainer
Oh yes,
is so crucial.
important, so important.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
like you don't have to see if this trainer is how this trainer looks. Don't go by go by the trainer's knowledge.
Absolutely.
What he or she is talking about. Is she one? Are they telling you, हाँ मैं आपको पतला कर दूंगा 10 दिन में 20 दिन में? What kind of a diet plan are they putting you in? Is it restrictive or is it wholesome?
True.
Look into that. Look at their knowledge. Experience and
Yeah.
knowledge is very different. They may have 10 years of experience, but knowledge would still be limited, right?
True.
Understand the knowledge, understand the approach. How are they approaching this whole? Are they body shaming you?
True.
Are they telling you यहाँ से कम कर देंगे, वहाँ से कम कर देंगे, spot reduction? Stay away from all
that. Yeah. So finding a good trainer is very important. Although that shouldn't become an excuse for all the women कि अरे हम कहाँ से पता करेंगे types.
No, you just have to get started.
Get started. Right.
And today on Instagram, there's such good trainers. There's so many good fitness influencers who are trainers.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the videos. There's so much free content available.
True.
So much
Which we didn't have during our time.
Yes,
We
we
were
didn't
grappling
have.
in darkness. I
Yeah.
mean, figuring out ये करके देखते हैं, वो करके देखते हैं.
And look at Instagram algorithm. Yeah, you see one video you like, one video which is related to your topic. You'll see multiples.
True.
There are such fantastic videos on what movement will work on what muscle if you do what. That's your starting point.
Also, wrong movements.
Yeah, safe
Everything
movements.
is out there.
Yeah. In front of the trainer, you have videos where people are crossing their knees, are crossing the toes, and it's so harmful for them. Nobody is doing anything. There's so much exposure now. Let's use it. Let's use social media for the right way. Why not?
Right way. True.
So it's about getting started. See, I tell my daughter, I tell even today when I'm not a trainer anymore, but I've realized one thing in my life. To not do something, you will have 100 million, 10,000, 10 crore reasons, right? I don't know how many reasons you can tell for not doing a thing.
Yeah.
But when you want to do something, there's only one reason, that you want to do it.
True. And that should be.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then there is no discussion after that. I want to do this.
True.
I'm doing it because I want to do this.
True.
I went to the gym on the 31st. I asked them to open the gym because I want to work out. There was no other reason.
You just went and asked.
Yeah.
And he opened it for you.
Yes. So I did not have to give a reason or an explanation कि मेरे को workout करना है या I still ended up saying I wanted to end my year strong. I still ended up giving an explanation, a reason. But the fact is that I just wanted to.
Correct.
I just wanted to. So
yeah.
To do something, there's only one reason.
Yeah. And I guess the same logic was applied also when you, I think, went through some injury, right?
Yes.
With your knee and everything.
Yeah. But so again, I won't advise this to everybody at all, but through this whole madness of weight loss, etc., right? Now, I had my knee injury when I was 25, right? I fell off the bike. It was not because of my fitness or whatever. I fell off the bike. I had a knee injury. My ACL was torn into bits. So they had to actually take it out. So for a long time, I existed without an ACL. My PCL and my medial meniscus were working for me.
Okay.
Again, disclaimer, I will never advise this to anybody because it does more harm than anything. But
Okay.
we were in that phase. Weight loss karna
Yeah.
hai.
So I'll add here, ACL is a ligament in the knee joint. We'll
Yeah.
just leave it at
Yeah.
that. Huh.
So when we met, I already didn't have a ACL ligament. We were running. We were doing the 108 Suryanamaskars. We were doing all
अच्छा,
that.
तभी भी नहीं था ना?
नहीं
Oh wow.
था.
Okay.
You know, because by then I was 30, right? And as you age, the body starts telling you, boss, you've been doing wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have
Pay
to be
attention.
you have to be very respectful for your body. I mean, come on,
Correct.
it's the only place you have to survive. So, and it's really pulling you through everything. So I was not respectful to my body at all. And that whole thing of one for the child, after the child survival, I really ignored the signs, which nobody should be doing. Really, I really ignored the signs. So I had my injuries, and it came to a point where I had to do the surgery.
Okay.
Touchwood, I had a very supportive community. I had a great doctor. We did the surgery, and he told me, in no time you will spring back. But you'll have to be careful. That's when I realized that, yes, let's start respecting the body too, you know. So I gave myself that 1 month where I had to do my physiotherapy. And luckily, because I was working out, my muscles were strong. So, you know, the recovery was better. The physiotherapy was better. Slowly, I came back. So when I came back also, I took those movements which are not allowed. I did not do those movements. If I'm not supposed to do a jump, or if I'm not supposed to do a forward lunge, or if I'm not supposed to run or put any weight on the leg, I did not. But I did not stop.
You continue doing
Continue
other
doing
exercises.
other things. Focus on the other body part. Maybe you cannot even, you know, there was a point where I could not even do a full push-up because then that somewhere puts the pressure on the knee. So you stand up, do a wall push-up. It humbles you.
Yeah.
It really humbles you to go back from scratch, start from zero. But you're starting.
True.
You're starting. So you have to start. Something. Sit and just do dumbbells, maybe this, you know, and do it light because again, no risk. You don't want to do another part of your body which is getting injured, right? Take it slow, but at least get started.
Yeah.
So you take your rest. 1 month I did take my rest. Did my physiotherapy. But still, there was some movement, right? There was some muscle work happening with your physiotherapy also, light, easy, so that I'm capable enough to at least stand on my both legs. I literally learned to walk again after the surgery. So those smaller movements helped. Then slowly you build it up. Again, it's consistency. You do it because you want to do it.
Yeah. And complete the therapy.
Yeah,
Many
complete.
people again leave the physiotherapy in between.
No.
And then the pain keeps coming back. And then they they equate it to ki, whenever I start exercising, my knee hurts.
Because you've not completed your therapy, right? And you can do both together.
Correct.
It's never either or, right? You can continue to do your workout in a safe way. Understand what movements are causing pain.
Correct. Understand the root cause.
Right? Understand what movements are causing you pain. Avoid those movements. Do other movements. Supplement them. Speak to people, research, understand. When we want to do certain things. Let's say, for example, we want to make something like a wife wants to make an elaborate meal or whatever. She will go to YouTube. She will see videos. Same thing, no?
Yeah.
There's so much information.
So simple.
Do your research.
True.
Your research and supplement the movement. Speak to people. Tell them that this is a problem. Maybe this. So when I was a trainer, a lot of people came with this problem, that problem. Cervical. I cannot lift. Okay, don't do a shoulder press.
Yeah.
Let's do a different movement. Let's identify what is a movement that is causing pain. Understand which pain is good, which pain is bad. First step is that also.
Correct.
Which pain? If
Very
your body
important actually.
Yeah, if your body is sore, it's a good pain.
Yeah.
I'll call it a good pain. You've done a workout, your body, it's your body's way of responding to the workout. There's nothing more than that. It's not like, oh, you've done a wonderful workout. No, it's your body's way of responding to the workout. That's about it. But bad pain, is it causing you harm? Growing up, we've always been told, "Arey, ye mat karo, gir jayegi, wo dard hoga." So pain is bad. But what pain is it? Is it helping you? Is it not helping you? Understand the pain.
Understand the pain.
What is the movement that is causing you pain? Supplement that movement. Don't do that movement for some time. I still have my knee problem. 2 months ago, I don't know what caused it. I went for a trek. I think I fell down, and that is what caused the problem. It was hampering my yoga practice. I realized, okay, these are the movements that is aggravating the pain. Let me avoid those movements for a month. Now I'm back to my practice. I was doing rest everything else.
Right.
I changed the practice for some time. So, in fact, I even posted that saying every setback is a way of making a different comeback. You know? So, I focused on the other parts, and it helped. Now, it helped with my jump throughs better, because I took it as an opportunity to work on something else and make my shoulders strong. Yeah, because I didn't do this movement, I did a different movement, and every setback gave me an opportunity to make a different comeback.
Right.
It's just about not giving up.
Not giving up.
Not giving up.
Absolutely. Being a single mother, not giving up is crucial.
Yeah.
Because I guess because you're a single mother, you don't have anything to fall back on.
Yes.
You have the fight to go on.
More than me not having anything to fall back on, my child doesn't have another parent. See, I'm the only parent my child has.
True.
So do I really have a choice? No. I also, that whole concept of parenting, right? Growing up in our Indian society, it's always that parents should be taken care of by the children as they grow old. But in my opinion, I really feel the best gift I can give my daughter is my independence. Is really my independence. Because then that frees her away from focusing on herself.
Correct.
And her family. She will have a family.
Correct.
So the best gift that I can give her is my independence. And how do I get my independence? Longevity. By taking care of my own health.
True.
So really, everything ties down to that one thing.
You should be, even in your old age, you should be independent, be able to do everything.
Everything.
I wouldn't want to sit back because I'm old.
Yeah.
You know?
And why consistency? Okay, you know, that whole concept of, acha, weight loss ho gaya. It's your body, right? It needs work.
Yeah.
It needs everyday work. It's like brushing. You don't brush your teeth will decay, right? आज मैंने सुबह में कर दिया, अभी 1 महीना 2 महीना नहीं करूँगी, चमक रहा है दांत. That's not it. That's the way the body is made, right? So then you have to pay your dues. You have to do that. I'm not saying go to the gym, do workout, build strength. You don't need to, everybody doesn't need to have the same goals. Everybody doesn't need to have the goal that I have.
Right.
But you have to work on the muscle in some way or the other. Yoga also works on the muscle. Certain movements in yoga will also help you work on the muscle. Pilates also helps you work on the muscles, right? Strength training also does. So find what works for you.
For you, correct.
So experiments, do your experiment. You'll find something that you will want to do, you'll want to stick to. It's just about finding it again and prioritizing yourself and taking out time.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Doesn't matter how much life throws at you, what life throws at you.
Correct. So, right now with your work schedule also, being a single parent, okay, how do you prioritize your workout? I mean, do you finish it in the mornings or take time out in the in
So
between?
for me, I plan my day around my workout.
Lovely.
So every day, somebody also commented, you know, that you're a gym bro. Like you always, the thing that excites me and my day ends with is, kal kya workout karungi? Okay, and how will I plan my day? So more often than not, it is, we wake up, I send her to school, then I go to the gym, come back because I work from home. I have a brilliant work-life balance with LCHHS. So I come back, start my work, and by evening I'm done again. So I still have the evening slot with me after 7 o'clock that if I want to work out, that I can go and work out. Or if I want to do yoga, I can, you know, somewhere in the day I can figure out a schedule for accommodating both if I want to.
Okay.
So that way, that's how I manage. But again, every day is not the same. As much as you want to stick to a routine, there will be things that life throws a curveball, right? Always. आज ये आ गया, आज वो आ गया, PTM आ गया, festival आ गया, कोई बीमार पड़ गया, meeting आ गया. In my case, there's a meeting that I have to go to. I have to leave early. My first thought is, okay, then when will I work out? You know?
So that's important.
I think when you build onto that consistency and you commit to that whole concept of consistency, that you promise yourself, you know, that you will do it, this becomes a habit. This comes naturally to you. Acha, then workout kab karungi? Because you prioritize that.
Yeah. And you not only prioritize it, your body also wants you to do it. So that is also another push that you get.
Yes, your body starts asking you.
It's not only mental, that the body also craves
it. You need that. You feel very lethargic. You feel, you know, mentally also you're off mood, but physically also you're very lethargic. So you want that. And that whole channeling of energies also is really required at that point.
Yeah.
For me, workout is more mental. So I'll always speak more from a mental perspective that, you know, how it helps me. But again, I always plan my day around my workout. अच्छा तो ये time पे ये करूँगी, ये time पे ये करूँगी. Even if I have something meeting, okay, let me figure out half an hour schedule. If it's a packed day, then you can't really do it. So it's okay, don't feel guilty. 1 or 2 days off here and there, you're traveling, whatever, 1 or 2 days off here and there, it's fine.
Yeah.
You can fall off the wagon. Absolutely. But you have to get back to it. The idea is to get back to it.
Yeah.
We went on an office trip in July to Goa. Late nights, you know, you're meeting your colleagues, you're partying, etc. But I woke up every day at 7 o'clock. The resort had a gym. I went to the gym. I did my yoga. I did my whatever practice that I wanted to do for that day or do my strength training. All the 3 days, I was the only one who was waking up early and going to the gym and coming back. It was a part of my routine because I knew the rest of the day is going to be really packed and, you know, we're going to have fun, etc. So you have to prioritize.
Have to.
So figure out. It's as simple. Prioritize that. Plan your day around it. You'll find time.
Yeah.
There are few days you'll fall off the wagon. You have a festival, Diwali, that whole week we traveled, we were partying, we were traveling, you know, friends and kids, etc. Didn't do, but I came back to it.
Yeah. And it's important to fall off also.
Yes.
You know, because you realize then what you're missing out on.
Yes, and also at sometimes you realize that maybe that body needs that rest. And you come back stronger.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, point is, come back. Come back to it. Don't feel guilty. One day you'll eat nonsense. Today I ate a KFC burger. I'm not feeling guilty about it. I know it's okay. I'll come back on track once I'm back home. I'll get back on track.
And also probably keep a track on, okay, you know, how many times did you end up doing this, say, in a month?
Yeah.
It's not like you keep falling off the wagon every second week and then, acha nahi, chalega. I did 2 days ka exercise.
No. Keep a count that
it's a,
minimum 3 to 4 days a week, you must do your workout.
Correct.
You know, and
sorry, I had to say this because uska bhi hota hai, mera bhi hoga, chalega.
nahi. In spite of everything, minimum 3 to 4 days is a must.
True.
To make you, you know, it's nice. You must do it. Prioritize yourself. Otherwise, you're not really prioritizing yourself. Hafte mein ek din kiya, baki din, we fell off the wagon. Okay, I'm back on the wagon. Okay, I'm back off. No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Because you know what? People who are not so much into it will keep finding excuses.
Yes.
And they'll pick up on all the wrong things.
Life will always happen. Life will always give you good, bad, everything. You know, kabhi shaadi hai, kabhi kya hai. But figure out, na.
And enjoy those moments.
Guilt-free enjoy it.
Guilt-free. Absolutely.
See, when you come to a point where you've been consistent, you've built some amount of good muscle, a few days here and there, no, you will not gain weight.
True.
You will not, if you're still obsessed with gaining weight. You know, there was a point where I used to step on the weighing scale every day.
Oh my God.
And I've seen so many of my friends do this till date. They step on the weighing scale every day, and every 250 grams, 300 grams, 600 grams sends them into panic. I was one of them. I was. Now, I don't remember the last time I stepped on the scale. I don't care. That number does not define me.
True. True.
That number on the weighing scale does not define anybody at all.
What matters is your health.
Your matters is your health, how you're feeling.
Are you able to lift your sabji ka
Bag.
Oh God, I've seen women
Exactly.
at airports, young girls also, and older women also. Bhaiya, wo bag dena nahi.
Huh.
From the conveyor belt.
Are you able
Why
to
are
lift?
you even carrying that much weight if you can't lift? So,
Exactly.
Yeah. And we understand कि weight उठाने से women don't get muscles.
yeah.
We don't have those
Hormones. And those
Yeah.
women who go for, they obviously have a different nutrition plan.
True.
Whatever they're doing, it's a very different approach to what
Yeah,
they're doing
yeah,
there.
Yeah, true.
Just by going to the gym and living a normal life, eating healthy food at home and going to gym and gym, you're not going to get
You're
there.
not going to get there.
You're not going to get there. Then the whole world will go, no? So now it's about just being able to be what you are, be happy in what you are,
Yeah.
and just keep doing what you're doing. Forget what people are going
True,
to say.
true. Eat the right kind of food.
Yes.
Be aware of what you're eating.
Figure out what is working for you. See, there's so many diets, there's so many people say intermittent fasting, intermittent fasting,
Oh,
intermittent
yeah.
fasting. 16-8.
It doesn't work for everyone.
You know, my boss Luke says, why 16-8? Why not 12 hours? Why not 13 hours? Why not 14 hours? Figure out what you want to do. What is working for you? Maybe at 12 hours, your body is, of course, there's a science behind intermittent fasting, right? That you give that break to the body. You let your sugar levels, not regulate, which is great. But there is no certain number, na.
Correct.
So that is again, figure out what works for you.
What works for you?
Stop eating after, sunset. Eat after sunrise. How many hours that is, you figure out.
You figure out. Absolutely.
What works for you. ऐसे कि 16 hours you're doing fasting and then you're dying of acidity. That also cannot work, right?
True.
So, one, fads, whatever, and figure what kind of food is working for you. Just because people are now saying atta is gluten isn't.
Yeah, everyone is into it. Yeah.
Is it working? I've grown up eating atta. It's not causing a problem to me. Rice never causes a problem to me. Rice is fattening. No, rice is not fattening. Find out, understand. Maybe seek an expert's help.
Yeah.
It is an investment, right? Better than paying medical bills.
Absolutely.
Find an expert, pay an expert, right? At least get the direction right.
True.
Then you continue with that direction. You don't need to latch on to that expert for all your life, but at least you need some direction. At least you've got some idea.
Yeah.
Find out what is working for you.
Correct.
Some people may need a lot more carbs than other people may want to reduce carbs. There's no universal rule, right?
Correct.
You have to find. Idea is to, I think, cut out as much as processed. That's for sure. Outside food. Anything fast food is junk only, na? Fast. How much time are they taking to prepare that food?
True.
So eating outside food as much as possible, you can maybe drop that and try to cook home food. But at home also, figure out, no, I don't think there's anything bad or good at home. Figure out what is working for your body. Eat that.
Yeah.
I think that is enough. Really.
True.
Weight loss.
Yeah. It's not a complicated thing if you look at it, actually.
Yeah.
If you understand it.
Yeah, it's not.
They're very simple
Keep
fundamentals.
it simple. Yeah. Keep it very simple. I think understand your body, how it's working for you, and be appreciative of the body.
Correct.
That's it.
Yeah. In fact, identifying this whole process is much simpler than, when you go into the complications of creating reasons.
Yeah.
कितनी energy डालते हैं लोग उसमें to create reasons.
Shift your energy somewhere else, you will get better results.
Correct.
Really.
Correct. And here you don't have to spend that much time. You just have to start doing something.
Just start doing. I've realized in the last 3-4 years of being consistent and taking this whole thing seriously for myself, I've realized I get bloated if I have sugar. Maida doesn't work for my body. So I've cut completely maida off because even the day I eat momos also,
Okay.
it doesn't work for me, So I'd avoid it. It's not like when I went on a holiday, I didn't eat. I ate, but I know it's not working for me. But one off here and there, and I know I'll come back on track.
Yeah.
I'm not continuously eating maida, right? I'll come back on track. I will, since we came back from holiday, I stuck to home food. I did not eat outside food at all. Zero. So you're coming back on track. So figure out what is working for you. Figure out what is the quantity that is working for you. Are you actually getting greedy and eating more? Or are you eating too less out of fear?
True.
It's just about figuring it out.
Yeah.
And if you listen to your body.
True. Absolutely. Wonderful. So we can go on and on about the subject. You know,
Yeah,
we're like
absolutely.
both
There's never an
can
end,
go
yeah.
on. Yeah. But I'm so glad we did this, Pooja.
Yeah,
This was
really needed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I guess everyone needs to know, because again, your journey is inspiring, right? How you started and where you are today. And I guess it'll drive the point home for many women
Yeah.
to figure out the right approach, because people just don't want to get into it. They think it's too complicated. It is not.
It is not. Actually, it is
It's just
not.
figuring out
It's
things.
simple.
Having the right people, I think having the right trainer.
Huh.
You
And
know, all those.
finding out who are your people. Because when when you get onto this whole journey, right, a lot of people will say, "Thoda खा लेगी तो क्या हो जाएगा?"
Pull you down, yeah.
There are so many people who will want to pull you down.
Yeah.
थोड़ा इधर खा ले हो जाएगा, कुछ नहीं होगा. आज एक खा ले कुछ नहीं होगा. इतने खाने से तो कुछ नहीं होता. Find out who your people are, na, who are encouraging you. Really.
Yep.
Build your tribe.
Correct. Build your tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really important.
Thank you so much, Pooja, for coming.
Thank you. Great.
And I'm sure the viewers will also enjoy listening to the conversation. So please like, subscribe, and leave your comments. Give us more ideas about what kind of topics you would like us to discuss on this podcast. Thank you.